To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. Okay, so I'm outside on a rainy day. I planned on doing some things today. I wanted to work on the water pump, the RV water pump. I was doing some research on it. We were having a leaking problem with the new RV water pump we have. It's not new, it's 3 years old, but I only used it for like 3 weeks and I ripped the wires out, ended up rewiring it, just replaced it. And so now this one, I put into our water tank. I was looking at why we are getting so much leaking at our on-demand water heater. And what I found out is this pump can go up to 80 PSI. And I'm thinking it was 35 PSI, but it's adjustable. You can adjust it. So I was going to go in there and adjust it today, but I don't want to open up the water tank box and get it all cold inside and have to rewarm it up and take a risk of freezing it tonight. So I'll just live with the overpressurization for a few days, and when it warms up and stops raining, I'll go in there and fix it. But Carolyn and I were talking about some future projects that we wanted to get accomplished, talking about what we wanted to do next. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to put a roof on our porch here. Ignore the mess. We're still trying to get everything organized. A family member came up and gave us this canopy until we can get the roof put on. We're not going to put the roof on until it warms up because I want to pour concrete. And I know so many people have ideas on how I'm going to build this and how I should build it and all that. Trust me, I got it all worked out. And as soon as I start working on it, you'll understand exactly why I did everything I'm going to do. But I do want to get a bridge put across here. Told you that the other day. I'm going to sink down a little bit. So I'm squatting down now. You can see here's the porch. And when I come back around, you can see there's a hill here. So this is kind of a valley. What happened was when there was a mobile home here, they dug out a trench, basically, to back the mobile home up into. So it just sat in between this mound of dirt. One of these days, I'll put a retaining wall here to keep the dirt from falling down. But I want to be able to get across from the porch here over, because the mailbox is over on this side and the truck's over on this side. In order to get anything, I got to walk all the way around the house. Well, when UPS shows up, I like coming over here and grabbing the package because depending on the driver, sometimes they don't get out of the truck. If they honk and I don't come running out, they move on. So I would just like to have something here. So I was measuring it out today, and I think I'm going to do it just like I did the deck. The deck, I just put 1x6s down. This is going to be a real simple design. I'm not going to dig into the hill or anything. As a matter of fact, it will run downhill to the porch because the porch is actually lower than the mound of dirt. I talked to Carolyn about that. I mean, I could dig all that out and spend days and days and days doing all kinds of manual labor, or I can just have it run downhill. So I'll get a couple 2x8s, I guess. I don't know if I need 2x8s, but it'll all be pressure treated, so it won't rot, just like the porch is here. Pressure treated 1x6s. Deck boards is what they're called. And then it'll be 3 feet wide, and I'll run deck boards across, just like I did on the porch. It'll be a real simple design, won't be hard to do, take a day or two. Get that project going. That'll give me something to do for a few days, but it's got to dry up. Today is Sunday. I'll go over to the hardware store and pick them up. Home Depot's got the 1x6s for 11 bucks. These guys probably have it for $13, so I only need 15 boards, I think. So I'll just get them from the hardware store. I don't think it'd be that much more expensive. I have one right here that I may just go ahead and use. I was going to put it over here at the end, but I'm not sure I need it. It's only half a board. I'd have to cut it. Now, the other thing I talked to you about a few days ago was a chicken coop. And many of the commenters told me exactly what I needed because I said I wanted one on wheels. And it's called a tractor chicken coop. I had no idea. I mean, I've had chickens before. I've never owned a tractor chicken coop. I was going to build one. And it's got wheels on it, so you just pick it up and move it. So every day you would just kind of move it a little bit on your property so it gives the chickens new bugs and grass to eat. That way also keep the hawks off of it. Somebody said I needed to get owl yard ornament. That way it'll keep the hawks away. I've tried that in the past. Didn't do any good. The other problem you have is coyotes. Coyotes are all over the place around here. I've never seen one during the day, but at night they're almost deafening. So I'd be a little leery about having the chickens roam around free around here. Or you get the stray dog. I want to put them in this little roll around tractor chicken coop. Now, like I said, I was thinking about building one. And so I was pricing that out today with all the materials, this fencing and drawers you got to pull out and clean. It would be a big project, take me a long time to do. And I think it would end up costing me more in the long run doing it myself. So I'm going to buy one. And then I think in March, the Tractor Supply Company has Chick Days. That's always very exciting. I mean, trust me, we've done all this before. We just weren't on solar panels like we are now and well water. We'll get the little baby chicks and we'll raise them inside. It'll be uncomfortable, as small as our house is, but it'll be fun. It's always fun to raise the chicks. The last time we got chicks, we put them up in the attic and we had the heat lamp. Well, we don't have enough electricity to run a heat lamp, so it's got to come inside, and we got to put them close to the wood stove so they'll stay warm until they get big enough that we don't have to worry about it. And then now to give me something to show you guys, for those who don't have chickens, chickens are really a lot of fun. And you can train them, kinda. Now, we won't have any meat chickens that we'll butcher. I would like to, but I think the eggs would be enough. Well, I mean, we've talked about on this channel before, what kind of channel is this? And this channel is about freedom. That's all it's about. Being off-grid and being free to do what you want to do with minimal restrictions from the government. But a lot of people want me to talk about the government aspect of things. Is government going to come after us? They're going to shut us down. What happens if, you got to go into survival mode and all that kind of stuff? And I don't call myself a survivalist. I used to be a big conspiracy theorist, and oh yeah, I got to be a survivalist, and I'm going to outlive everybody. And then I grew up and realized, well, all the things that I thought was going to go wrong back then didn't. Of course, we had the virus this year, and that was pretty close, but that only lasted a month. We had plenty of food. The electric grid didn't go down, the internet didn't go down, nothing went down. We all survived it. So I kind of give up on the survivalist idea. But it's always handy to have a little bit of a backup plan just in case things go wrong. My dad and I were talking about this today. Of course, he knows everything that we've done. He says, I can guarantee you'll out-survive most people. And I think that's true. And, in the immediate aftermath of whatever catastrophe we're going to have that's going to make me go into survivalist mode, I can trap squirrels and rabbits for a few days until I can get a plan together on what we're going to do. But the chickens would be a big help. If we could have enough eggs, I mean, eggs day after day, I've tried it before, I've had to do that. And day after day eating eggs, it gets kind of old and your cholesterol probably would go up, but it would definitely get you through whatever crisis you're going to be in. Of course, we don't have a freezer. We wouldn't have enough room to actually have chickens that we would eat. We would butcher chicken, it would take up the entire freezer space. I'm going to have to get more solar panels if I ever choose to do that. One of these days, I will build a root cellar. And what I'm kind of thinking is like right here at the creek, you can see it's kind of uphill. I will just build right into it. My grandpa built one like that before. Yeah, with a door right at the front, and he built it out of concrete and rocks. Well, I got rocks everywhere around here. And I could do exactly what he did. That way I could actually cure my meat. I could get a pig and I could cure the whole thing. The bacon, the ham, all of it. And then finally, there is a thing that I have. It's a lot of fun that I can't talk about on YouTube. Every time you upload a video, you have to go through this checklist of things. Is your video about this subject? Is it this subject? Is this subject? And you click no, and you get this rating. Oh, you got a 100% rating of accuracy on how you rate your videos. So you're rated on how you rate your videos. So I try to keep my videos non-political, not talk about things I'm not supposed to talk about. But it makes it really hard when one of the things that you do as an off-gridder, one of the things you collect and enjoy, you're not allowed to talk about. I had a family member, the same one that brought up the canopy, brought me up a couple shotguns. I mean, they're really nice too. And so yesterday I was playing with them all day, and he brought me a variety of different shells. I mean, it was a real generous gift he gave me. And that's going to be really nice to have in case I have to do something. If something were to happen where I have to go in survivalist mode. Again, I'm not a survivalist. This is very key to this whole video. I'm not a survivalist. I am just doing what I like to do. I like being free. I like making my own food. I like making my own electric. And it just so happens, I guess that correlates with what people envision as a survivalist. In my experience, it's not worth the gray hair, which I have plenty of, to sit around stressing about. If I can just find my little piece of freedom and my little piece of happiness, which I think I have more than proven to you that I have both happiness and freedom. I was able to build a tiny house without any codes or restrictions. I own this little piece of property, $4,200. I said that a lot. It doesn't cost a lot to be free and happy. So, you know, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, and if that gets me through the apocalypse, so be it. But I hope your dream brings you lots of happiness and freedom. Thanks for watching.